Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the video. When you're playing Spider-Man in Rivals, the hero-specific settings you're using can change how he plays quite a bit. It's really important to know what each one of them does. Today, we're going to be taking a look through some of the different hero-specific settings for Spidey, and I'll explain to you guys what each one of them does, as well as give you my thoughts and opinions on which ones you should turn off or switch on. Just in case any of you are wondering, the way you access hero-specific settings is by opening up the menu screen by hitting escape, then going to the settings, click on keyboard, and then click on the all heroes button to find Spider-Man. Make sure you're under combat. This is where you can tweak your settings to best fit the style you enjoy playing. Now that that's out of the way, let me explain what the various different settings on Spider-Man do. The first one we'll be taking a look at is targeting sensitivity while aloft. In order to explain what this does, I need to quickly explain how Spider-Man's ability called Get Over Here works. Generally, this is a hook type ability, but if you hit someone with Spidey's right click, which I call sticky, you can pull yourself towards them. Normally, the targeting on this is very generous, allowing you to aim pretty much anywhere on your screen to do the pull. Putting the setting closer to 0 will make it so you have to aim your crosshair closer towards your target for the targeting reticle to appear, which is what allows you to do the pull. I feel like this is perfectly fine at 100, as usually I'm sticking only one target before going in, but it can definitely help you to be more precise in the case that you stick more than one. However, I'll be leaving mine at 100 as I feel like it's unnecessary to touch it. Next is hold to swing. This is set to off by default, but when on, makes it so when you use your web swing, you have to hold down that button to continue swinging. This one is entirely personal preference, because if you have it off, you can simply tap your swing button again to cancel the web swing. I personally have mine on since I feel like it gives me more control over my movement, but as I said, this one is entirely up to you. Both are fine. The next option is probably the most important one, automatic swing, which is on by default. What this will do is it will cause Spidey's web swing to automatically target a nearby ceiling and immediately start swinging him in the direction you're looking in. The reason why this is so important is because if you leave it on, you lose access to a different version of web swing, which I normally refer to as web zip. A web zip uses the same cooldown as a web swing, but instead of swinging you in an arc, it will dash you directly towards where you're aiming on the ground. You would ideally want to have this setting off since it gives you a lot more flexibility with your movement, but having it on makes it a lot easier to use, and it is a bit faster because you don't have to aim it. I play with mine off since I've mastered the movement, but it's okay to leave it on while you're learning the ropes. Spidey is really hard to play, and there's a lot of things in his kit that demand focus, so taking the cognitive load off of thinking where you're gonna aim your swing can help you focus on other important parts of his gameplay. However, I do highly recommend turning this off once you get better at Spider-Man. Or if you think you can handle it, turn it off right away. Next one is hold to wall crawl, which is off by default. This requires you to hold your jump key to keep climbing on walls once you attach yourself to them. Without this setting on, I found myself accidentally starting my wall climb when jumping near walls that resulted in me dying a lot of the times, which was pretty annoying, honestly. I can't think of a single reason why this wouldn't be enabled, so make sure to turn it on. That way you'll have a lot more control over when you want to start climbing on walls. Next one is hold to run on walls. This one is pretty self-explanatory. It makes it so you have to hold your primary fire button to run on walls. When you're on walls, you always want to be running because it's much faster than crawling, so I suggest just leaving this off. Next is display attack range. This one is a bit subtle, and at first I didn't get it, but what it does is it makes it so enemies have a slight red glow when you're in range to hit them with your melee attack. You should just leave this on. Although you could make an argument that with this setting off, you do get a much clearer image of Venom's cake. Direction of wall crawling is the next setting we'll be looking at. This is probably one of the weirder settings in the game. When it's on the default advanced vertically upwards setting, it behaves how you would expect it to behave. When you climb a wall, moving forward takes you up, moving backwards takes you down, etc. If you switch this to advanced towards crosshair, it will instead use your mouse for movement direction. I'm not sure why you would want to do that, but if you guys have any ideas, please let me know in the comments. I'm actually really curious. Needless to say, I will not be turning this setting on because I prefer to navigate my character with my keyboard, but hey, if you like moving him with your mouse on walls, who am I to tell you otherwise? The one under that, called Allied Health Bars, is not Spider-Man specific, but it's useful on any character to be able to see your teammates' health bars because you'll know if they can follow on your dive if they're healthy or if they can't because they're too low. Definitely just put this on. And since we're already talking about non-hero specific settings, there's a few more useful ones that you guys should know about. So first, go to the communication part of the setting. This should be somewhere to the right of combat. Alright, now let's talk about the ping button. I don't really like using it because it'll bring up a wheel section if you move your camera while you're pressing the button, which often felt really clunky to me. So what I recommend is setting your attack here button to whatever you like your ping button being on. This is really useful because it lets your team know what your intention is and who you're planning to target. It's important to sync up with other dive characters since Spider-Man is just shy of being able to eliminate someone on his own, so the ping helps quite a bit with coordination. Another useful one to have is ultimate status. This posts a message in chat with your current ult charge so your team can know how close you are to it or if you already have it. And finally, the most important thing to have bound: need healing. I'm pretty sure I don't need to explain why this one's important. Just bind it and then press it. Press it a lot. It makes your strategist players really happy when you tell them that you want to be healed. There's a bunch of other pings here too that you can bind if you want, but I personally stick with the ones that I mentioned. Next Spider-Man video guide. I'm gonna have a settings guide which should get released today. I need to add a little bit more to it, but it's kind of hard to do that when I'm streaming. Crosshair, right? You guys want to copy my crosshair? I have like I have a very classic, just short crosshair, which is what it would be in Overwatch. If you guys want to see exactly how it looks like, it's like this. This is the width. This affects this shit. Is how chungus it is. Then you have opacity. That's like the little dot. I turned that off. Screw that. That makes your crosshair disappear. That's not good. Outline. This doesn't matter because our dot is off. This. Ooh, wait a minute. I kind of like it a bit chunkier. Yeah, I might give it a little bit of an outline. New crosshair just dropped. Necros Nation. Blur is like, I don't know why you would use blur. It's weird. Don't use it. Yeah, not gonna check that. Center gap. This is how wide the gap is. I put mine on 3 because it looks nice. What else? Length is length. I like mine pretty small. I put it at like 14. 14 is good. Angle is like, yo, I'm actually low-key tempted to get a crosshair that's like an X tilted like 45 degrees, but nah, we'll do a regular one. Maybe when I'm bored I'll do a new one. And large scale, this is like UI. Like, you should probably put this on large. Actually, I think it's large by default. No, it's not actually. No, small. You put this large because it makes your HP bigger, which is really nice. Also, guys, make sure to check out the new YouTube channel, Necros 2. We have to check the new Necros 2 YouTube channel. It just dropped. I'm going to be uploading full gameplay on it. And my main channel is going to be used for like edited stuff. Like, I don't know, if I ever have like a fun idea, like, I don't know, like something cool that happens in a game and I make a video about it, or like I'm going to make a, you know what's going to be an edited video? I'm going to make a video about the upcoming tournament that's on the, I'm not exactly sure when it starts. It's like open qualifiers are on the 14th, so that's yeah, that's in like a week. Probably gonna make an edited video about our journey with my team in it. We're gonna hit rank 1. It's gonna be great. That's where you guys are gonna find the gameplay. If you guys are wondering why I'm not uploading, it's because it's gonna be on that channel. So yeah, guys, make sure to subscribe to that if you don't want to miss out on those videos. So that's all I got for you guys today. Make sure to like the video and subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you learned something. In case you didn't see it, I also made a guide on how to play Spider-Man where I go into a little bit more details about what his skills do. So go check that out if you're curious. I'm also live on Twitch every day and probably right now, so come check me out and maybe you'll learn something. Also, there's Twitch drops going on if you're seeing this around launch, which I will have enabled on my stream, so you guys can come over and earn those too while you watch. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.